Shalom. Let's start out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, salutations to the whole that's pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth and all fair truth and sincerity. Alright, it's the brother Amma Wonderbot. It's the brother Amma Wonderbot from the Birmingham Camp, Alabama GMS. Then we get the sentence going to just about, about the so-called UFOs, which are the chairs of the Lord, and that's how the Lord Yahweh Shemshah is gonna return, and bring his wrath and destruction, upon this wicked kingdom, Esau, Edom, and you got Esau, Esau with the so-called white man, the red devil, they put on out there on, the movie, the movie called Mars Attack, where they had the so-called UFOs. And come out of those so-called UFOs as little green men, which that's not gonna be the case. When y'all see the so-called UFO chariots, the chariots of the Lord, you're gonna see a dark-skinned, angelical power, mighty power coming out of those chariots, not no green, not no little green men, with big old heads. Nah, you gonna see the Lord Yahushua, dark skinned man, angelical power, and the angels, which are dark skinned, be dark skinned, angelical powers, that you're gonna see, So like I say, you're not gonna be any little green man, It's gonna be, so-called, which, the Lord, if the Lord Yahushua was, if you was to see the Lord today, Yahushua, he'll be a so-called Negro, from the tribe of Judah. So that's how the Lord's coming back, and so-called UFO. So that's when you see a dark-skinned man, on a chariot, you gonna know that's the Lord, But that's how the Lord coming back to bring destruction to the so-called man Esau Edom kingdom, and salvation to the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites. I'm getting to it. Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked it, and behold, a flying roll. So Zechariah seeing, he looking up, and his eyes see a flying roll, which that going to so-called UFO chariot, which lately, more and more, those so-called UFO chariots, the chariots are being seen more and more by brothers that's in this truth, from Apostle Elder Brother Great Millstone, they've been seeing them more and more, they out there, brothers that catch them, either like I say they out there at camp teaching, or they out and about, they catching the so-called UFO chariots, so they looking up and seeing, the brothers now, that's in this truth, and the men of the Lord that's in this truth, we seeing chariots more and more. So that just goes to show you that, it's not too far away before the Lord Yahushua returns, and make his great glory appearance, to bring down this devil Esau Edom. But on this verse, Zechariah 5:2, he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, and I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. So yeah, so he's seeing the flying roll, the chair, so-called UFO. He's seeing how long it is, the width and so forth, the size of it. So he's seeing what the size of the chair is there, So in this verse, Zechariah 5:3, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. So this is a curse to the so-called Esau Edom, man. Seeing the chairs, so-called UFOs popping up everywhere, and they know that the elites of Esau Edom know that the Lord's return is near, No, they begin to these chariots so-called UFOs are making themselves more manifest. You having the Navy, Air Force, so forth, seeing the chariots pop up right, above them, hovering over them or in front of them, however, they make themselves known. It's documented, and they can't hide the truth. The truth can come out. The truth can come out about the so-called UFO chariots. Like I said, the Navy, Air Force are seen, have been seen for years and years. But now you can't. These devils, Esau Edomites can't hide the truth of it. But the elites of Esau Edom know that that's the angels and the Lord Yahushua. Lord Yahushua, He's gonna make his presence. He's gonna make his turn is coming. It's near. In the future. It's soon to come in the future. But these devils sin and they are afraid. But reading on, for everyone that stilleth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that swerve shall be cut off as on it, as on that side according to it. So yeah. So the devil so called man Esau Edom, they had rape rob, that's how they got their kingdom by way of violence, So Lord Yahushua is gonna cut them off, once Lord Yahushua returns the chariots so called UFO with the angels. He's gonna bring them but death and destruction to the so called man, Esau Edom red man kingdom. This wicked rulership, That's what's coming. But see go from there to Zechariah 5:4. And I will bring it forth, except the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies. And it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that swear falsely by my name. So yeah, so you seen the chariots called UFOs. They are, like I say, like making themselves known to these devils, Esau Edomites, popping up everywhere. And I think, not mistaken, the most sightings so far are here in America, Babylon the Great, for like UFO chariots, So that go to show you that, the Lord Yahweh, He gonna bring salvation to the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino, Israelites, and destruction. You're gonna see the great salvation and the great destruction, here in America, Babylon the Great, and to different parts of the country as well, but mainly America, Babylon the Great is gonna be the main target, where you're gonna see the great salvation and destruction. The great salvation of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, 144,000. Hopefully that people are rushing up to have their wrath, mercy, and deliverance from Lord Yahweh Shah. And you're going to see the destruction of 2/3 of the nation Israelites that cleave on to Esau Edom, his ways and his kingdom, and that take that MOTB, Revelation 13:16, and take part of, the destruction, and be partakers of the destruction, of Esau, to be, because they join, so-called Negro, Latino, Israelites. I'm talking about 2/3 join hand in hand. You trust in the devil, you're gonna be destroyed with them, So you're gonna be partakers of, the destruction, of Esau Edom when the Lord Yahweh Shah returns. But reading on, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timbers thereof and the stones thereof. So like I say, like I just said, these chairs, so-called UFOs, have been popping up, and like I said, it's gonna remain, So it ain't going nowhere. You're gonna keep seeing it more and more until you're gonna keep seeing the so-called UFO chariots more and more until Lord Yahweh Shah returns, and to bring destruction, death and destruction to the so-called man Esau Edomite's kingdom. See. So I'm gonna go from there. Go to Wisdom, Solomon 5:2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with fear, with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the stranger of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. So yeah, so like I said, when these devil Esau Edomites see, the people, they see, the chariots so-called UFOs, and they see the Lord Yahushua returns with that great power and glory, they're gonna be terrible. They're gonna be terrified, terrible with trouble with terrible fear, man. And they're gonna be like, oh man, they gonna know it's a great power, man. They're gonna know that, hey, this, this gotta be the Lord, They gonna know, They gonna know that it's the Lord. It's the Lord Yahushua, and people gonna be amazed at the strangers of the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, salvation. The 1/3, 144,000, 1/3, that number, that righteous number to be delivered, from the wrath and destruction of the Lord Yahushua, and everyone else that's not part of the number gonna be put to death, be destroyed by the Lord Yahushua when he returns, with the angels, when the Lord Yahushua returns in chariots, so-called UFO, and with the angels, So that's what's coming, to Esau Edomites. That's what's coming to Esau Edomites kingdom, when the Lord Yahushua returns, and so-called UFO, death and destruction is coming to Esau Edom. So with that, I didn't want me to too long. So again, I'd like to all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, to the apostles, elders, to the Sisakan brothers, to the few Aqua sisters, to do listen, keep the faith, and Yahushua keep fighting with that say shalom.